3:06 p.m. Set your alarm. No, just kidding. Okay, so let's grab 2 blocks and pop them like such. Mine aren't really a match pair, but that'll be fine. Knees nice and wide. Give yourself time to get into this one in the morning, right? We want to come into a supported Anahata, right? And you'll find that breath by breath, the chest will lower, the head will lower. So don't feel like you've got to, exert yourself and press your third eye towards the ground here, especially if the shoulders feel a little tight in the morning. Okay, so it's knees wide, it's hips back. Hello, everyone at home. Hi, Jessie. Cool. So I've got the 2 blocks at the front of my mat on the lowest height, as if I would place my hands on them for a down dog. But instead of that, I'm placing my elbow points onto the block and reaching those prayer hands behind the head, wherever they land. Good. Energetically, imagine that you're pressing your elbow points forward in opposition to the hips pulling back. And then go inside yourself and breathe in and out through both nostrils. As I mentioned last night in the practice, this full moon gives us a nice little window into what might be useful for us at this time. That it's in Gemini, which is the twins of like the human self and let's say the spiritual self or the universal self, right? And so as it's the last full moon of the year, you have an opportunity as you come to your spirit ritual on the mat, right? Your spiritual practices where we tap into the unseen sense of self, to review your year, the year that was, and there was human experiences that took place. And in the journey of the soul path, all of our human experiences evolve us on this journey, right? Sometimes those experiences can feel a little heavy, a little scary even. And it's at the level of spirit or spirituality that we're able to integrate the pattern of those experiences into our evolution, meaning, when you're in something and it can be really challenging, that's not the time you even have a clue why you're going through it. It's when we step back and we review and we look back and we go, okay, what did I learn from that? What's the gold that I need to carry forward? So a heart-centered practice today. Heart chakra is the home of acceptance. It's where we soften, merge, melt into our totality of experience, not wanting to delete any of it. Right? So if there is anything in 2022 that you wish to surrender, leave behind, right, from your heart, let that come into your awareness. Sending love to any people involved, especially if that's difficult to do at the level of personality. Because at the level of soul self, everything's working in our favor, right? That's the yogi's message. Stay the path. So take another couple breaths here. Keep reaching the elbow points forward and the hip points back. And then begin to reach and stretch your arms forward. Good. And then ease your way on out of there. Oh, you made it rain, people. You made it rain. All right, all the way up to sit. Roll out your shoulders. And bring your hands to prayer, bowing your chin down. Take a pause, a moment, subtle smile on the face. right? The commitment to get out of bed and prioritize an hour for you at the start of the day is exceptional. So please acknowledge that for yourselves. Let this practice feel juicy, right? Very internal, very loving practice today. And take a big old breath in, sound of Om. Beautiful. All right, let's come on to hands and knees so that you can begin to cat and cow this morning. Right, so just that plug in immediately, shins, hands. Go, let's roll out through the spine. Breathing is in and out through your nose. Ujjayi pranayam. Okay, this should work. There we go. Okay, so we're roping the mind. The meditation is the body in an asana practice. The body and the breath. So as you go in there, think about using your breath like a broom. So you can sweep out any sinews of tension. The in-breath makes more space. And the out-breath empties and clears us. And we always start where we're at, right? So if fatigue is here this morning, you welcome that in your practice. Be easy with yourself, right? That truly is the mastery, to not push is into a place of discomfort, but go in softly and work with what is. You can roll out through the head and hips by making circular movements. Okay, so, you know, for me, my full moon practices are usually pretty like juicy, loving. You know, you want to take it easy on yourself. Yes, it's vinyasa. Yes, there's opportunity for strength, but it's more internal. Good. And then next time you come back to center, move your knees back just a little. Reach back to child's pose. Look forward and draw the hands back. And then come into goddess cobra. So we're going to drop those hips in. Back to child's pose. And move between those two shapes, please. Back and forward. Eyes can close off. And you just begin to very sweetly, very gently work through the big joints of the shoulders, of the hips, warming the tissues of the body in the morning. Right, we start the engine when the hips move. That's the boiler room of the body. And when you drive the poses through from the pelvis, you'll probably start to feel a little bit warmer quite quickly. Good. You know, and if you did that for an hour, it would be enough, right? We're really just mobilizing prana. We're creating space on the breath. Right? But most of all, centering the mind, relaxing the mind. Let's do a couple more. Right, in the next breath or two, downward facing dog, please. So bit by bit, we build the practice, especially in the morning, nice and easy. As you come into down dog, soften the knees, sway out the hips. Relax your head. Walk your hands backwards to the back of the mat, and you're in a standing hang to open up through the backs of the legs, the kidneys in the low back, the backs of the lungs. Drop your head so that the back of the neck can relax. Right, and remember to press against the ground with your feet. So not just standing on the feet, but actively anchoring. And you'll feel the return energy from pressing down as you lift up through the hamstrings, up towards the sitting bones. Slip your hands to your shins, lift halfway up, press the feet, stick your butt out, breathe in. Go forward, out and down, fold a little deeper. 2 more of those, please. Anchor the feet, lift your heart, fill up both lungs. Go forward, out and down into your hang. One more time, initiate from the feet. That's where the lift will come from. And then you fold out, down, in, tuck your chin. Bend the knees, begin to reach slowly up to stand. Dig the heels, scoop your tail. OMG, the right foot behind, like a little curtsy, just easy through the joints. Sweep up through center and switch sides. Good. Center and switch. Nice. He's got a little bounce into the hips, right? We've got those ball and socket hips and shoulders. We're easing, loosening them off. One more each way. And then next time, arms up, high prayer. Breathe in, bend at the knees, hinge at the hips, fold yourself in half. Downward facing dog, please. Perfect. Raise the right leg, bend the knee, and spaciously release the right hip. The right kneecap lifts up and up and up, and your left hip and your left knee and your left ankle do not move. Good. Breathe in. Draw the knee into your chest and shift forward. Step between your hands, please. Place the back knee down. Crescent lunge, arms up. Good. Stay with me. Drop your right arm like a side bend, but not touching the ground. Just open the left side channel. Fold over the front leg. Lunge twist. Left hand down, right arm up. And the back knee can lift as well. Good. Your left eyeball can look up to your top hand. Beautiful. Keep pressing your back heel back like a plank leg. Place the right hand down, pyramid pose. You could step the back foot in just enough and fold over your legs. All right, close down the eyes. Conscious awareness of how you are opening the back of your right knee here. So we want to press the right foot down and hinge the right hip away from the foot. So you space out the knee joints. Good. Breathe through the sensation. Rebend your right knee. Down dog, step back. Here's our vinyasa option today, plank pose. Child's pose. Goddess cobra. Child's pose, stay with me. Slide your hands back, come up to stand on your shins and lift your arms up. Tuck the toes. Good, arms fall behind. You're gonna lean your torso back towards your heels and then press the feet, come up, breathe in. Hands down, down dog, breathe out. Let's try that again. Plank pose, child's pose, goddess. Via child's pose, up to stand on your shins, breathe in. You can tuck the toes, float the arms, breathe out. This is a little legs and core. So you're gonna power up your legs, come up, hands down, down dog. Lift your left leg, bend the knee and open. Good, stay there for a moment so you can really navigate this shape. Your shoulders are even. Try not to let the right shoulder and armpit drop down and in. Pull up, pull up. Good, belly into spine. Top kneecap a little higher to your ceiling, please. Perfect. Take a big breath in. Knee into chest, shift forward. Step into your lunge. Place the back knee down. Sweep your arms up. And then this side, it's a little lowering of the right arm. And I'm just like reaching up and down with those two hands. So I open the right side channel. And then let that fold immediately into a lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Tuck the back toes. Pop up the back knee. Good. And it'll feel really nice if you can energize, that's it, through the back foot, through the back heel, and charge the legs with energy. Left hand down, pyramid pose. Perfect. Right, in a moment, we're just going to put all these poses in sequence on the breath, and hopefully it'll feel real juicy, really nice. Drop your head off here. You're working on the back of the left leg. And often what happens if our hamstrings are really tight, we tense up in the upper back, we put too much weight into the fingers, right? And the pose is less effective in the legs. Right? So don't run away mentally from the sensation. Stay there. Breathe with it. Breathe with the intention to lengthen, elongate the lungs of the legs, our hamstrings. Perfect. All right, rebend your front knee. Step back, down dog. Plank pose. Child's pose. Goddess. Slide back to child's pose. On your way to standing on your shin. Scoop the tail under and lift up. Your arms float behind and you lean your torso back. From the feet, charge up, lift up, go up, down dog, and breathe out. Beautiful. Walk forward to the top of your mat, please. Halfway up, breathe in, hands to shins. Fold over yourself. Bend your knees, sweep up to stand. Right, here we go. Right foot behind, OMG, please. Stay with me. Put your hands on the ground. Step the right leg back to a lunge. Look forward, look up, breathe in. Down dog, step back. Plank. Child. Now you follow your breath. Marriage of breath and movement. Goddess cobra. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Child is the exhale. Exhale. Stand on your shins and lift up. In breath. In breath. The exhale is a lean back, a scoop of the tail, and a pull in of the belly. Lift up, breathe in. Hands down to down dog. Out of your nose. Empty, empty. Right leg lifts, bends, opens. Knee to chest, out breath. Step into your low crescent lunge, back knee down. Inhale, arms up. Side bend, breathe out. Lunge twist, breathe in. Pyramid pose, breathe out. Bend the front knee, step your left foot forward, lift halfway up, inhale. Out of the nose, exhale. Rise up, so that's all it is. All right, one piece at a time. OMG, left side. Hands down, left foot back, breathe into the lunge. Down dog as you're empty. Plank. Child's. Goddess. Child. Stand on your shins. You're just working through the hinges in the body. Lean back. Come up. Down dog. Left leg, lift, bend, open. Knee to chest. Step between, back knee down. Float your arms up. Left side, side bend. Lunge twist, right hand down. Left arm up. Pyramid pose, pick up your hips, straighten out both legs. Look forward to step forward. Right foot comes through, breathe in. Fold, drop your head off. We go again, all the way up. Good, right foot behind. Hands down, slide the right foot back. Breathe in. Down dog. Plank pose. Child's. All right, you know it. So now is making it personal. Keep moving through the shapes. You'll climb up into your uplifted position. You'll charge the core as you lean back. Come up. to down dog. The right leg lifts, bends, opens. Knee, chest. Step between, back knee down. Pick yourself up in the lunge. Right arm falls away. Lunge twist. Pyramid pose. All the way top of the mat, step your left foot through. Bow down. We go again, one last round like this. Left foot behind. Hands down, step back, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Off you go through the plank child's goddess. Find your uplifted position on the shins when you're ready. Float the arms behind. Good, come back up to down dog. Feeling a little warmer? Should feel pretty nice. Left leg lifts, bends open, like not too taxing, just enough. Knee, chest. Step between, back knee down, arms up. Good, left arm falls away. Lunge twist, right hand down. One pose becomes the next, quite organic. Fold forward, pyramid. Climb the right foot through to the top of your mat. Standing forward fold, stay here. Can you reach for your big toes if they're available and draw yourself into a deeper fold? If that's not available, hands to shins or hands to blocks. Right, now relax and release your head and your neck. If the knees are somewhat locked out, soften them. It's when the knees bend that we travel the pose forward. And it is a forward fold. So bring the hips forward, challenge the feet to anchor down so that we know we're getting the lovely flush in the back of the legs. Knees, upper, outer hips. Good. Pull your elbows out a little wider, draw yourself in deep. There you go. Now stomp down through the feet and lift up through your sit bones. Right, so you're in the pose, but it's the legs that drive the fold. A lot of downward pressure, a lot of upward lift. Good, then release your hands. Lift halfway. Fold all the way. Bend your knees, sweep up. OMG, the right foot behind. Place your hands on the ground, step the right leg back, stay with me. Plank pose. All the way to your belly, knees or toes. Cobra pose as you press the front of the pelvis. Down dog, exhale, be there, breathe there. Right, so in the morning practices, the breath, the gentle movements to heat the body so we feel like we've gone from sleep to awake, but it felt kind of organic. We don't want to jar the body into the day. Soften the knees, stick your buttock bones even higher. That's it. Now you're in the shape. Now flush those lungs. Conscious breathing. The eyes are soft. The forehead is not wrinkled. You're watching the breath as it moves through like a broom through every cell, the spaces in between. Very nice shapes. Okay, lift your heels. You can look forward. You can walk, step, or jump between the hands. Lift halfway up. Fold all the way down. Sweep up to stand. One last round here. Left foot behind, OMG. Hands down. Slide the left foot back. Breathe in. Plank pose, chaturanga, or to your belly. So if it's chaturanga, it's Urdhva Mukha, up dog. Otherwise, a cobra, nice and low. Pike the hips if you're in up dog. Move to down dog. Stay and breathe. Grip your fingertips in down dog so that you have the parachute of the inner palm lifting up on both sides. Rotate your inner biceps forward to the front of the room. You're going to drag those outer triceps into the armpits. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. Raise your right leg. Knee to chest. Step between warrior one this time. Spin the back heel and lift your arms up. There you go. Good. Let the arms fall by the sides. Back heels on the ground. Interlace your fingers. Lift and lengthen the front leg. Go up and go back. Bend your front knee, devotional warrior. Yeah, so plug your back foot in, your back heel down. There you go. Good. You're trying to bring that front knee forward so you're deeper in the folds. Perfect. Warrior 2. Release the arms, windmill. Reverse warrior, keep breathing in. Good. Hands to the ground, please. Down dog, breathe out just for this round plank pose. Child's pose, goddess, right? To just soften that vinyasa here. Back to child's pose and up into your lifted position. Good. Dig down, lift up, breathe in. Good. Arms fall away. Reach up, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. You got it. Lift the left leg up, bend and open. Knee to chest. Warrior 1, slide the foot through, spin the right heel to the ground, lift your arms up. Good, let the arms fall by the side. Take your opposite thumb on top, straighten the front leg and drag the knuckles down your back leg. Devotional warrior or humble warrior, right? It's the head bowing in that completes the pose. Press through the center of both heels so you've got gutsy back of the legs working. Warrior 2, pull from the back heel, unwind, come up right into reverse, keep breathing in. Gorgeous, hands to the ground, down dog. Flow through, plank, child's, and you know it. Good. Really nice. Beautiful, everyone. I love seeing the paces that you're moving at. Right? Your practice is your practice, and you know what you need, so really take that on. Good. Raise the right leg, bend the knee, open. Knee to chest. Step between. Warrior 1, come up. Let the arms fall away, breathe out. Interlace behind the back, draw the knuckles down, straighten everything, go up and really get over yourself. That's what a back bend is. Fold in, devotional warrior. Warrior 2 into reverse, dial into the feet, pull up, go back. Side angle pose, right forearm, right thigh, left arm over your ear. Good. So those couple of points here is the bottom shoulder. We don't want it collapsing to the collarbone, so we've got to manipulate the arm bone back. Awesome. And your top hand today, go vertical, turn your thumb toward the back of this room, internally rotate half bind and come in to grab the leg. Good. Once you have the leg or your back in a half bind, move the top shoulder out of the way, draw it back. Right now, for sure, if you want to go deeper, you slide the right hand inside the front leg toward the ground. Yeah, so just coming deep, deep, deep. We'll just work a half bind today. Focus on flushing your left lung here. There you go. So you move that left shoulder back. Keep the half bind, straighten the front leg so it's a half bound triangle pose now. Bring some relief into the right quadricep. Your hips are drawing toward the back of the room. The crown of the head is moving forward. Your chest is moving forward. The right eyeball might rotate up, 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 and up. Good. Keep the half bind. Look down at the ground. You'll reach for a block this time. Half moon pose with your block on the highest height, please. Good. So heart-centered practice, I want to stay more elevated and breathy. I don't need to go so deep here. All right, so you're peeling the front shoulder back. Got it. Release your left hand to the back of the room. Bend the top knee, reach for your ankle. If you get the ankle, study your bottom foot, press the center of the heel down, and then kick strong into your hand with the top leg and back bend and back bend and back bend. It's in the legs. You're pressing your pelvis to the side of the mat that you're facing. Good. Well done. OMG, out of there, release. Come up through center, breathe in. OMG, right foot behind, please. And then check this in like a hovering tree pose. I'm going to use my inner strength to lift and lift. So I'm going for a push-pull here. The right foot down, the left knee up. Some bite in the belly. Do that again. OMG. No hands, right knee up and out to the side. Good. All in your core. One more time. OMG. Right knee up. Good. Now pull, 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 pull. Two options. Hand to knee. You can pull up a little higher. Big toe grip. And you can head into Utita B opportunity. If you're heading into the extended variation, press your heel away. Right? And we all need to draw the inner groins back to hold this position. Don't look around the room, Deborah. Makes it a lot harder. And I'm pressing out through my heel and working the toe lines. Good. Center of your standing foot grows the pose. Go down through the center of the heel. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Now we got it. Right foot behind, OMG. Put your hands on the ground. Step the right leg back. Down dog, breathe it all away. Come out to plank pose. Step your feet together. Side plank, left hand down, left outer foot, maybe even left knee on the ground. Right arm up. Opportunity. Tree pose like right foot in, or maybe big toe and extend right where we were in a standing position. Your full Vashisthasana is big toe grip and lift and breathe. Left foot behind, right foot behind, sorry, rock star pose. For today, bend both knees. Flip your dog. Lift the hips up, make yourself round like the moon, yeah? Pressing both heels, scooping the tail forward and up. Climb into plank pose. Breathe in. Choices, chaturanga or the child's pose flow. You choose what you need today. Awesome. All right, you got plenty of time. You're just massaging that prana through the tissues. So when you leave here, you are bulletproof for your day. The body stays relaxed. The mind stays focused. And we have that economy of energy expression that isn't exhausting. And once you arrive in down dog, recenter, breathe in and breathe out. And let's finish it. Lift your left leg up, bend the knee open. Knee to chest, exhale. Step between, warrior one. Come up. Let the arms fall away. Opposite thumb on top, interlace, straighten out both legs, go up, go over. Come forward, out, down, and in to devotional warrior. Bend the front knee, bend the front knee. Warrior two. Pull up from the back leg, peaceful reverse, Shanti warrior. Forearm to thigh, side angle. Watch that bottom shoulder doesn't dump through. Press the feet a lot. What tends to happen is we load the front leg and forget to press the feet. Right, so go down with strength. Top arm, half bind, please. Rotate right deep at the shoulder joint to create your bind. And if you're ever working with shoulder stuff, you place the forearm and hand onto your back and press it into your back to fire the muscles of the rotator cuff. Right, that's how we're going to get a little more strengthening deep into the girdle of the shoulder. Maybe left eyeball up. Breathe. Very nice. Straighten just the front leg. There you are, triangle half bound. Hand to shin if you got it, maybe a little deeper if you want it. Good. And in the twist here, it's the bottom lung that comes through rather than just the top lung leaning back. So you got to twist deep. There it is. All right, eyes forward. Reach for your block, Ardha Chandrasana, half bound. It's a lot of work in the top shoulder to hold a bind, but think of it like we're putting a kink in the hose. And when we unwrap that top shoulder, you're going to flush that shoulder joint, right? So do your very best to peel the arm bone back. Then slide the hand down your back and reach toward the back of the room. Bend the top knee. The balance is in your standing foot, so work your inner eye into the standing foot. Kick and press the pelvis toward the right side of your mat so you can lean back and make your body round like the moon. Gorgeous. OMG. Stunning, everyone. Good. Stand up through center. Breathe in. Left foot behind. Left knee comes up and out to the side like that hovering tree. First one, you're going to find it internally. Down with one leg, up with the other. OMG. Good. And come up. Good. One more time. OMG. Come up. And then this time you get to play into the position if you want to lift, if you want a big toe bind. Right, if we're all in the outer standing foot, the pose will fall over. So find the center of the heel, the inner foot, the groins deepen back as the leg lifts up and out to the left. There you go. So even if you're holding your foot or your leg, imagine you're not. So that middle of the body is doing the heavy lifting. Good. All right, OMG, softly out of there. Put your hands on the ground. Step back to lunge. Down dog, out of the nose, empty. Plank pose, step your feet together in preparation. Side plank, right hand down, left arm up. Any variations, if you need bottom knee down, do it. If you're working towards the hovering tree at the top, maybe the big toe grip, maybe the look up, right? It's a cool journey, but don't stop because you're scared of not nailing the next piece. So please just keep investigating where the poses will take you. And eventually it will be a flip dog. Left foot behind, bend both knees. Send the knees to the back of the room. Lift your heart, ventilate the lungs. All right, plank pose, choose vinyasa or child's pose flow. Nice one, everyone. All right, that's kind of like the peak moment of the practice. We warmed the tissues, we got the breath in there. Flow through what you need, and I'll meet you in a child's pose eventually. Good. Perfect. When you arrive in child's pose, you could sweep your arms around beside your legs if it feels nice. Okay, so there's a point where softening in is essential. Right, when all the movement is done, let it take you into the stillness now. Pay attention to your breath through both nostrils. Hopefully it feels quite calming. You can feel the beating of your heart. The evidence of life force is often, whether we feel tingling or heat, sense of spaciousness. Okay, you can return to hands and knees and take a couple rounds of cat and cow and just have that as a bit of a litmus test as to how the body feels now as compared to the first couple rounds of cat and cow at the beginning. Just noticing, witnessing the impacts of the practice. Good. And then just a really easy transition. Lift your chest up to look forward. Good. And then just slide your right knee into pigeon pose and come on down. All right, so nice and low to the ground with the transition. But when you arrive in your pigeon, you don't have to take your chest super deep, right? Remember, this is a pose that lengthens the outer hips. We can do that in an upright position or a folded position. But ideally today, full moons require surrender. They don't require it. They ask us to surrender. Right, there's a real cleansing aspect to a full moon. You can consider it like, the tides come in, right? So we have these more king tides around a full moon, and then that washes everything away. So right now we're in the build up, we're in the wave that's coming in. So you get to choose, what are you surrendering to that big exhale as the wave leaves in the coming days? Okay, draw another deeper breath down on this side. You could empty out of your mouth even. Press the shins down to lift your chest up. Take the back leg and swing it all the way through to the front. Good. And then you'll take your right hand behind you and stargaze your way up. You can place the top hand behind your head if you like. A little bit of traction as you press the back of your skull into your hand. Good. And then land down and then switch the legs, left shin forward, pigeon pose. Good. Right, and as you create your pigeon, check that you've got pretty well even weight distribution, left hip and right hip. So you're not really toppling off to either side. And then breathe. So an awareness to your left hip. Take your inner eye into your left hip. See if you can identify where there is some holding. And once you find that area or spot, dissolve from the inside out. Right? That means relax. That means let go. And so we want to catch ourselves out that we set up a position for a stretch, but then we hold on, right? So it becomes counterproductive. So we set up for the opening, then we pay attention to the area with our conscious awareness, and we breathe it into relaxation. Right, and I mentioned yesterday evening that, you know we're at the business end of the year. We intuitively know there's a little break potentially coming for many of us. Right. And then there can be that trained, I've just got to hold on, for the last couple of weeks. Right. But I say don't do that. Make sure you use your yoga practice time to release this held tension so that it doesn't happen like a big torrent all on your day off and you feel exhausted. Right. If anyone ever is, maybe it could be just me. You go on a holiday and completely collapse. Right. So if that's happening, and maybe many of us have moved past that, sort of it's a less conscious way of living, but hopefully we're now using our practice time as our balancer so that we maintain relative equilibrium in body and being, whether we're invested in our work schedules or whether we're invested in our personal time. Right, so we got to live in a surrendered way no matter what we're doing. We can't wind ourselves up like a tight ball and expect that that's going to have longevity. Right, so be kind to yourself. This year was a big year for many of us. So we want to acknowledge that these years have been very wildly taxing, right, on the body, on the psyche. Right, so hold yourself to a newer standard of compassion and gentleness. Take another couple breaths here. Right, and then you will walk your hands in. Swing the right leg all the way through. Take the left hand behind you for stargazer. Press through the legs and lift up. Good. Beautiful. And then release back down. Grab your 2 blocks. Let's set up our heart bench now. So we're going to go for a low height middle block, a slightly higher height pillow. And when I lay down, I'm going to place my shoulder blades right on the block there. I'm going to suggest that you begin by taking the hip flexors out of gear so it's feet wide, knees drop in. All right, so imagine that I've come over and wrapped your shoulder blades right away from the ears down your back. With the knees bent, it's very calming on the nervous system because of the way that the thigh bones nestle into the sockets and the hip flexors relax. And there's a lot of good study out there about the psoas muscle, the hip flexor, and its relationship to our fight or flight mechanism. Right, so this position come the end of the year is probably a pretty good one. It's taking the energy of the central nervous system and softening it so we're in somewhat of a recharge. But it's also allowing the heart and lungs to be supported, exposed, lifted, so that the breath is, even though it might be soft, it's not as shallow. Right, and so as you relax, particularly the bottom jaw, let the bottom jaw drop back behind the closed lips. You feel that breath as it takes its channel through the throat, right down into the belly. Feels probably a little bit more like full yogic breaths. So this is the do less to achieve more moment. Setting the physical conditions. Right, for optimal equanimity, ease in the body, balance in the systems of the body. Right, so from this place, so you hear the sounds inside and outside of the room that you're in. Just notice the quality of deep rest internally. Right, life's going to go on around us, things will take place. And so make it your personal mission to continue to find moments to take sanctuary in that inner calmness, right? So that we don't stay in a fight or flight mechanism that has us heading towards exhaustion. It's not sustainable. It's not why we came into these bodies, right? We came here to deliver our gifts and skills in a joyful way. So if there's any old outdated patterns of behavior you wish to leave behind this year, I wonder what they would be. And what would the new way look like, right? If you asked your inner guidance, what does it look like if I move more easily through my life? Begin to bring awareness back to your body. Deepen your breath. You might swim the arms out to the side and back a bit behind you. Find those lovely little massage points around the shoulder blades. So good. And then bend the knees, roll to one side. Support yourself to come up to sit. And it's a bit of a deliberate choice not to lay down flat after heart bench, so that hopefully when you sit up, it feels like the shoulders are nestled back and there's a bit of a right in the body. The shoulder blades are away from your ears. Right, and that the inner awareness is naturally drawn to the heart center. It feels like that big component that's leading our day or leading our way. Right, so making your own personal commitments for your day. What is it that you'll carry forward from this practice? Bring your hands to prayer, bow your chin down. Go into your heart and bring forward a feeling of gratitude or compassion or kindness or care. Pick one of those. It's not a thought, right? It's a feeling. And when we feel it and we bring that frequency through the cells, that is the frequency that heals. Right? We're not going to be able to think our way there. So bring the magnetic field through. Right? The cells are being bathed in the substrate of our emotions all of the time. And that chemistry is either optimizing our health or the opposite, choking off the flow of the health. Right? And so the pull forward is toward the qualities of the masters, right? And the four that my teachers share, they say it's gratitude or compassion, care or kindness, pick one. Right? Sometimes if we're having a challenging day, it's difficult to reach for the gratitude frequency, but maybe we can think about our pet or our child and we can feel care, you see? So we've got to switch our chemistry through our emotions and our mental ability to hold healthy, helpful thought. And send that forward into your day, and may our field that is of any of those qualities touch all those we come in contact with today. Sound of Om, breathe in. Om. Thumbs to brow. Bowing into yourself. Beautiful practice, everyone. Okay, so your homework is to just stay steady today, be aware, and if anyone gets a little antsy around you, you'll just be like, okay. Right, just keep that, it's really the practice, and so we're less jarred by what's happening around, and our nervous systems can keep that flow of health, right, and inspiration that comes through with that. Thanks everyone at home. We've got Jessie, I don't know where you are. I feel like you're at a farm somewhere on some dongas or something.
Exactly.
It looks pretty great.
Basically.
Marinda's there, Vanessa's there. We got Sally. Thank you. Lovely to see you all this morning. Yeah, Jess, you got proper sunshine.
Thanks, Deb.
Where you are. That's beautiful. So good.
Have a good
We might have
day.
had a bit of rain come through here, but whatever.
Oh, really?
Puffy jackets on, everyone. It's December. Stop it. I know. What's happening? I don't remember this ever in my life. Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Deb.